I don't just teach English. I hold gravity together between the halls. Because every time a young black man walks into my classroom, he ain't just bringing a backpack, he's bringing a whole bloodline that's telling him, don't mess this up. And I see it. I see it in the way that he sits, halfway in the chair and half ready to run, like education is a trap dressed up as opportunity. I see it in the silence when I ask any questions. And what echoes back is years of being told your voice is too loud, it's too wrong, or too much. So I just stand at the front like Atlas, but instead of the world on my shoulders, I carry expectations that I will be the professor that I never had, the father figure that I didn't ask to be, the mirror they're afraid to look into. Because when they look at me, they don't just see doctor. They see possibility with pressure. And pressure, that's the language that we speak fluently. It sounds like don't fail, don't fold, don't become the statistic they already wrote your name into. And I just translated that into syllabus. Week 1, survive. Week 2, speak. Week 3, believe your own voice has value. And when midterm comes, that's when you unlearn everything that told you that you were only meant to make it out, not make it through. Because I've seen brilliance hide behind hoodies and headphones, seen poetry buried in boys who were told reading was not real. I've graded essays that bled truth between the lines, not because they did not know how to write, but because nobody ever told them that their story was worth punctuation. So I just teach commas like breathing, periods like boundaries, thesis statements like declarations of self-worth, and still I feel the weight because I know what happens if I don't reach them. I know what the world does to black men who don't find language before anger finds them. I know what happens when potential meets a system that only recognizes it once it's too late. So I stay late. Office hours turns into life talks, turns into let me show you how to email like your future depends on it, because it does. Turns into rewrite this sentence, but what I really meant, rewrite how you see yourself. And some days I go home with their story stitched into my chest like armor, because teaching them means remembering me, the version of me that almost didn't make it here, the version of me that needed somebody to say, you belong in this room. So I just say it again and again and again until it sounds like truth. You belong here. You belong here. You belong here. Even when they don't believe me yet. Especially when they don't believe me yet. Because being a black male professor ain't just about degrees on the wall. It's all about being living evidence that the ceiling can crack. That the narrative can shift. That a young black man can walk into a classroom and see not just survival, but sovereignty. And yeah, the weight is heavy. But so is legacy. So I just carry it. Not because I have to, but because every time one of them stands taller, speaks louder, writes his truth without apology, the world gets lighter. And for a moment, just for a moment, I get to breathe.